Welcome to HortTube. My name is Jim Putnam. In this video, I'm going to be planting some lettuce in bowls here that are going to stay on my front porch. My front porch is bright and sunny, especially through the spring. It'll be perfect for this lettuce. Having it in containers on a porch in a bright sunny space prevents the deer and the rabbits from getting it, so that's good. I actually seeded these inside my house. I don't know if you followed that series. At this point, you could just buy them at garden centers or whatever, and then these little low dishes like this that have drain holes in the bottom and some basic potting soil, and I'm going to use some fish emulsion occasionally to fertilize them. And I can get these bowls to last until about June. And it's, like I say, it's quick and easy. I'm just going to put 5 plants in each bowl. Also, over the next few days, I've got to update some containers on this porch. I've still got gourds and pumpkins and things like that in containers, so I got to get that done. Also, in this video, there's some updates on things right here in my yard. Okay, like I say, this is just super basic. I've got 6 containers. I just grabbed a couple handfuls of potting soil. Even these bowls, heck, you could probably just put them into the bag if you've got a big enough bag, and fill most of the container just like that. And I'm going to leave them about a ½ inch below the top, ½ inch to an inch below the top of the container, and tamp it down just a little. I may have gone a little too much there, but I want it just slightly below the top so when we water them, it doesn't spill over the top. The water goes down through the container. And then these, I use these 50-cell trays that are reusable, so I'm pretty careful with them when I'm transplanting things. I'll just squeeze the bottom of the cell just a little bit and dislodge it that way. And then this lettuce gets planted pretty much even with the top of the soil. But again, I'm going to put 5 plants. This is what I did last year. They're going to be in the full sun, full sun, and sometime about May, if I want to keep them a little longer, I actually need to move them into a bit of shade on the front porch where they maybe get a lot of morning sun or late day sun. But that's basically it. It's just 5 plants spaced out evenly in that container. And I'll be able to come out here with a pair of scissors and take lettuce off these bowls for the next 2.5 months or so. And much better than buying it from the grocery store. And all organic. And again, I'll just use the fish emulsion and follow the directions on that. I'm going to get the rest of these 6 bowls planted up and show you the things going on in the yard right this minute. So here's Holly out here supervising as usual. Everything on this porch has looked great this winter. These pansy pots right here are actually hanging baskets, and I just have to put the rope on them and get them hung up. And then I'm going to move this Carex up to the top shelf because it's shade tolerant. And I'm going to put these lettuce bowls right down here at the bottom. But you can see that golden Oakland holly right there, and the pansies around the base of it look great. If you haven't been following my vegetable seeding series, all the cool season vegetables went into the ground yesterday inside the little formal garden area. And I have a fence on these hoops. I have a fence here to keep the rabbits out. Something you guys haven't seen that's kind of crazy is this is a lot of plants from the garden center. When I moved completely out of the garden center, I took a lot of the plant material that I had planted over there, and I actually have some one-day landscape jobs coming up where all this material is going to be used, and I've got it healed into this mountain of pine bark and compost here. Over here to the right of the formal garden, I had added this additional garden space. I've planted 2 blueberries here in a video, some autumn lilac Encore Azaleas up there in a video, and I planted these tulips. I think there was like 250 or 300 tulip bulbs, and they've started poking through right here. This is going to be a really beautiful space right here. There are perennials here in the end of this bed that I need to get cut back, and right here around the middle of March is when I do that. I'll get on that before the end of the week. The lawn is looking great, but it needs to be mowed. And here's another group of tulips here that are not long from starting to bloom. This may be hard to see, but there's a clematis, a Jackmanii clematis that I have on the corner of my porch here. And make sure if you have a clematis, it's definitely, you want to get in there and clean them out and get all the old dead material off of them, because the new new growth will happen pretty quickly, and these things will grow several inches a day. So it's important for about the first month or so as it starts to warm up that you check on these every few days. I've got some cord here on the edge of my porch that I use every year to support it. But that first few weeks, getting it started climbing on this porch is important. Otherwise, it ends up just as a flopped over mess. Look at these hyacinths all starting to open up right here around these Encore Azaleas. They're just really, really beautiful. Bunches and bunches of them. Still some coming up. And this is another group of tulips. A few have started to show some color here, but I'm still another week or so away from all of these being in bloom at the same time. There's a few more right up in here. These pansies that I planted in the fall that got just bombarded by rain are finally showing some growth, and I'm hoping that within a week or two that all of this will be in bloom at the same time. That was the point of matching them all up, but those have just been butchered by the rain. Look how great this Florida Sunshine Alyssum looks in the late winter. Just how bright and showy that plant is. I've got another video on this one coming out in the next few days. There's some hellebores that got planted here in the fall that are blooming now. These are really, really beautiful. These were very small, so they're not putting the show on. They'll put in a few years, but they'll fill this area in. Here's some larger ones that I showed in the hellebore pruning video right here that are really just getting started. There's just tons and tons of buds on these that'll open up over the next few months. And last but not least, look at this white one, this double flower. Look how beautiful that hellebore is. It's really super bright and sunny here, and Holly is enjoying that. I put the salad bowls on the bottom. You can see the sun directly on them. The sun's still low enough in the sky that it can reach the back of my porch. At some point though, they're gonna have to move out toward the front of the porch and be in more sun. These Carex, these Southern Living Plant Collection Carex right here are just great. And they've been great all winter, but I didn't put them in a pot very much bigger than the pot they came out of. So they actually need to be repotted. So I need to put them in, need to find slightly larger containers for them. They're drying out pretty quickly between waterings now, and I want to keep them out here all spring and summer. So I'll put them in one pot size larger at some point. And here's the thing on the lettuce. When it gets hot, they bolt, and bolting means that they come to seed. And let me show you on this kale here that's in this fall container that I did right here. That's, like I say, still has gourds in it. But you see this kale, this beautiful variegated kale here that has come to seed here in the last few days. And it's got these yellow flowers on it and a seed head on it. And when it does that, it has definitely run its course and it's over with. Well, the same exact thing will happen on lettuce once it gets stressed out. So I'm going to give it as much sun as possible, March and April and into early May, and then I'll slide them back toward this stand again, and I'll get an extra 2 or 3 weeks out of them before the heat stress causes them to bolt and seed. But it does extend the period of time that you can get greens by doing them in bowls like this. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be repotting these fall containers over the next few days as well.